Christian Bale is a fascinating paradox. To moviegoers, he's one of the most respected actors alive, a chameleon who can transform from rail-thin in The Machinist to bulked-up Batman in The Dark Knight. But peel back the Hollywood gloss, and you'll find a man who has weathered more scandals and bizarre stories than most of us could imagine. While audiences see him as the brooding, caped crusader, his real-life antics sometimes make Gotham's villains look like choir boys. So let's grab some popcorn and dive into the wild, weird, and occasionally worrying legacy of Christian Bale. This ride involves family drama, method acting meltdowns, and, yes, an assistant forced to sniff his armpits. Buckle up. From child star to brooding Batman, Bale's career launched early. At just 13, he starred in Steven Spielberg's Empire of the Sun, already carrying the kind of intensity that would become his trademark. Later, his breakout role in American Psycho cemented his reputation as a bold actor willing to go all in on disturbing characters. Then, of course, came Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, roles that transformed him into a global superstar. But fame doesn't erase family baggage. Behind the curtain of Hollywood success, Bale's personal life was anything but picture perfect. The family feud that made headlines. In July 2008, just as The Dark Knight was conquering the box office, Bale's family drama spilled into the public eye. Reports claimed he lashed out at his mother and sister during a heated hotel argument in London. His sister accused him of pushing their mother against a wall, prompting both women to file a police complaint. The timing couldn't have been worse. Bale allegedly knew police wanted to question him, even as he walked the red carpet for the film's premiere. Only after the cameras flashed and interviews wrapped did he report to the station, where he was arrested and released on bail. The tabloids devoured the story, painting Bale as Hollywood's latest hothead. But when it came time for court, prosecutors said there wasn't enough evidence to press charges. Bale denied the allegations, and the case fizzled out. Still, the image of Batman roughing up his mom was not the PR win his team had hoped for. Method acting or just being difficult? Christian Bale is one of Hollywood's most dedicated method actors. He gains and loses massive amounts of weight for roles, lives in character, and fully immerses himself. Admirable? Sure, but depending on who you ask, method acting is just a polite phrase for being impossible to work with. Chloe Sevigny, his American Psycho co-star, later admitted she found working with him challenging because he acted like a psychopath off camera too. She wasn't in on the method acting memo and thought he was just being, well, weird. Actors like Jennifer Lawrence can switch emotions on cue like flicking a light switch. Bale, on the other hand, prefers to live in the darkness full-time, respect the craft or not, but his approach has left a trail of awkward encounters and co-stars scratching their heads. The infamous Terminator Salvation meltdown. If Bale's family feud was a scandal, his Terminator Salvation explosion was a full-blown Hollywood earthquake. On set in New Mexico, Bale erupted at a cinematographer who walked through the background during a scene. What followed was a profanity-laced tirade so legendary that it became internet folklore. "You're a nice guy," Bale barked, "but we're done professionally." The leaked audio showed Bale fuming for several minutes, belittling the crew member and threatening to quit. It was a masterclass in rage, equal parts terrifying and hilarious. Radio stations remixed it into dance tracks, comedians parodied it, and Bale's reputation as a hothead was cemented. To his credit, Bale later apologized, blaming stress and frustration. Still, try as he might, the "are you professional or not" line remains etched into pop culture forever. The assistant who sniffed his pits. If the family fight and on-set blow-ups weren't strange enough, Bale's former assistant, Harrison Chung, added a bizarre footnote to the actor's story. In a tell-all, Chung claimed that Bale insisted he sniff his armpits before red carpet appearances to check for freshness. Imagine explaining that job to your parents. "So, son, what do you do for a living?" "Well, Dad, I make sure Batman doesn't stink." Chung didn't stop there. He alleged Bale was hostile toward fans, even lecturing children until they cried. In one claim, Bale supposedly wrote a note suggesting a fan who sent him mail should be eliminated with a screwdriver to the eye. Whether meant as a dark joke or not, it left Chung rattled enough to seek therapy after leaving the job. Hollywood assistants are used to eccentric demands, but this might rank up there with Mariah Carey's backstage kittens or Nicolas Cage's dinosaur skull. Standing up for Amy Adams. Bale's reputation as Hollywood's angry man took an interesting turn on the set of American Hustle. Reports surfaced that director David O. Russell regularly reduced actress Amy Adams to tears. According to leaked Sony emails, executives described Russell's behavior as lunatic. Adams herself later confirmed she often left set devastated. Bale, however, stepped in. Witnesses say he confronted Russell, telling him to stop mistreating Adams. Noble? Yes. But Bale later downplayed the drama, framing it as creative tension between two incredible talents. That raises a question. If you have to step in to stop abuse, why return to work with the abuser later? Amsterdam, 2022. Either Bale is Hollywood's most forgiving man, or he just really likes a paycheck. Thanking Satan. Perhaps Bale's most eyebrow-raising public moment came during an awards speech. While many stars thanked their families, agents, or Beyoncé, seriously, it happens. Bale thanked Satan for inspiring one of his villainous performances. It was an odd moment, half tongue-in-cheek, half uncomfortably sincere. Twitter had a field day. Some joked that the Dark Knight had finally shown his true allegiance. The reaction was instant. Memes spread like wildfire, late-night hosts cracked jokes, and fans debated whether he was trolling or accidentally revealing a little too much. Bale never bothered to clarify. He just let the mystery hang in the air, which only fueled the intrigue. After all, who needs a PR spin when you can lean into being Hollywood's unpredictable wildcard? If anything, it proved once again that Bale doesn't care about fitting into the polished, cookie-cutter mold of award show etiquette. He'll thank who he wants, even if it's Satan. Is Christian Bale really that difficult? Bale himself insists he's not the nightmare people think he is. He's admitted to being surprised he still gets cast, claiming he's just grateful to keep working. He avoids socializing with co-stars because he finds it hard to separate personal friendships from character work. In his words, there are wonderful actors who can chat and hang out and then act wonderfully. I can't do that. That's my limitation. Bale doesn't do small talk. He doesn't do brunch with the cast. He doesn't do, "How's your weekend?" Unless your weekend involves method acting serial killers, he's not interested. The Christian Bale paradox. So where does this leave us? Is Christian Bale a brilliant actor who occasionally crosses the line, or a difficult man who hides behind method acting to excuse bad behavior? The truth is probably somewhere in the middle. He's undeniably talented. Few actors can transform so radically role to role, but the scandals, rants, and bizarre assistant stories paint a picture of someone who takes himself and his art a little too seriously. Hollywood often slaps the difficult label on women, but if anyone deserves equal billing, it's Christian Bale. And that's our deep dive into the wild and chaotic life of Christian Bale, the man, the myth, the meltdown. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Hollywood's Dark Knight and his not-so-dark deodorant checks, make sure to hit that like and don't forget to subscribe. And hey, drop a comment below. Do you think Christian Bale is just a misunderstood genius, or is he Batman with anger management issues? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.